KCAA.com.
KCAA. I go by the name Mike Flex, and this is the sit down on Inland Empire Radio Airwaves, casual conversations on KNBC, KCAA, from Victorville to Temecula, from Pomona to Palm Springs. We are the IE. All right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the show that you've been waiting for all week long. Myself, Mike Flex. I have my co-host, Cosmo, in the building.
Yes, sir. I'm always here. We are partners, baby.
I got Portia holding me down. And we have a great show for you today. We have a special guest in the studio. I got my man Eric in the background holding me down. But this is Casual Conversations with Mike Flex on 1050 AM, KCAA, or 106.5, CNBC. We're on Rumble. We are also on Spotify. We are also on Amazon, and we're also on everything that you're on. So you can always find us, reach us through social media.
Yes,
I go by
sir.
name Mike Flex.
And I'm Cosmo.
Cosmo, how was your week, sir?
Man, my week was incredible. Man, I was so hyped about today because this is about black finance and money, and we got a bad brother here ready to...
He is bad, but I wanted to hear about your week. Did you do anything spectacular? I know that you had like an epiphany situation last week, and you was
Yes.
you was talking to Jesus.
Yeah.
And so are you okay? You back? We back? You got some things lined
I'm
up?
back. My brain is full of information, and I'm going to give it to you within a powerful essence. So, bruh,
That's what's
I'm
going
ready
on.
for you. I'm cocked, locked, and ready to rock.
Ready to roll. I want to thank everybody that's allowing us into your homes and in your cars.
Oh,
if
man.
you're on the
Did you
60
just-
freeway,
yeah.
the 10 freeway, the 210, or the 91.
We know you in
I
traffic.
feel your pain, and that's that. I wanted to talk about some quick local stories. Homeless outreach program in San Bernardino.
Oh, man.
They got something going on here. Let me pull that one up real quick. Homelessness in San Bernardino.
Do you know how deep it is?
How bad is it?
Man, the homeless people are really
Homeless? They're really homeless.
No, bruh.
They do need some help.
No. Being homeless is just not just being homeless. There
What?
is a biological factor because when you're living homeless, you do not clean yourself. You're living on the streets.
Okay.
You're eating wrong.
Well, this is what I'm going to tell you right now.
Drugs,
The city of San Bernardino is launching an outreach team to actively engage with the homeless people. And this is something I've been wanting for a long time, being a resident of San Bernardino.
Mm-hmm.
If they would have these groups of people that will go and interject and talk to the homeless versus calling the police. The new mayor, Mrs. Tin.
Do you like her?
Oh, I do. I
like her
she
too.
Turned me
I
down.
like her too.
She turned the show down, but I still like her and support
No,
her.
we don't hate. She's got her reasons.
They have linked up with a team out of Los Angeles that will be the outreach program, and they're going to be actually taking these people and putting them in housing, shelters.
Homeless people in a house?
They're going to put them
How
in
they gonna
houses.
pay the bills?
They're going to do that.
See, programs like that scare me because, like,
They
my
got
man
like
said,
$7
he just told us
million.
a plan. Okay, $7 million for people that don't have a plan doesn't do anything.
They got a plan. They got a plan.
Okay.
They're going to take the people.
I hope so.
So, at least they're trying to be proactive with the homelessness in the city.
I like how you placed that, man. You know
Well,
what? You're
proactive.
I know
Yeah.
you're nice to everybody, man. I like that.
Thank
I
you.
like that.
All right, this next one right here, real quick. No, thank you. Indoor mall at Moreno Valley is going to be a mixed unit type of, like when you go out to Orange County or even Corona, where you have people living upstairs and shops downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
They are converting the Moreno Valley Mall into that type of. The crazy thing about it, when I was reading the article,
mall?
Yes, they said the owner. So it's one person that owns that mall. Plans to add 1,900 apartments and 2 hotels on that piece of property there.
So everybody that works at the mall is going to be living next door.
Living in the mall.
Hey.
Live and work in the mall.
How practical.
That's where we're going as a society.
I would love to walk next door to my job. That's kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? If you late, you supposed to get fired.
Yeah, you cannot miss.
Oh, no!
This other one right here, I like, and hey Eric, there's that Inland Empire growth clip. Could you play that real quick, and I'm gonna come back to that one. Something about the Inland Empire growing, and since we have DeMarco in the building, I think it'd be great for him to hear this, and then we can go straight into our interview.
Let's bring him in. I'm ready to
play my clip.
Top places people are leaving from: New York City, L.A., Chicago, San Francisco, and Boston. All places that are relatively expensive. Where are they moving? Places like Phoenix, Dallas, Houston, Raleigh, and the Inland Empire.
Along with all the warehousing and everything that's growing in this area and the cost of gas, all of that, we're seeing a lot of people stay in the Inland Empire and not commuting as much. So,
and maybe working remotely.
That too. Remotely has changed a lot of things.
Economist John Husing says the primary factor is cost of living.
Let's face it, California
It is what it is.
and most of the big cities that you mentioned are expensive places to live.
Husing says logistics and e-commerce have helped make the Inland Empire one of the fastest growing areas in the state. A lot of people leaving L.A., San Diego, and Orange County are coming here, where the cost of a house is close to half of what it is in the OC.
See, I like that whole article right there. In the next 25 years, they're saying the Inland Empire is going to be the booming out the whole United States. We're the largest county, Riverside and San Bernardino, that is. But forget all that. That was a precursor leading to who we have in the studio. Let me get my script here because I wrote something.
Here he is, yo. Let's bring him
My
up.
next guest on the show is a former residential and commercial consultant at RE/MAX, former realtor at Kelly Williams Realtor, currently team leader at EXP Realty, and
like
manager
Denzel.
at RE/MAX Kings Realty, and a member of Realty Masters and Associations. He has sold millions of dollars in properties across the Inland Empire. He is personally responsible for me and my wife in changing our lives. I would like to introduce everybody to my plug, DeMarco Fletcher. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Man,
So-
may I say that I'm impressed with your conversation before we even started this. You enlightened us. Mike, tell him what he told us.
Well, he told us a lot of things. DeMarco, real quick, my wife wanted to mention that we saw you out in public one time.
Okay.
You and the wife. We was at the Ontario Improv at the Bill Bellamy show.
Yeah.
And
Was he VIP?
Well, this is how it goes.
You know what?
Me and my wife was in the third row. They were in the
I am
front row.
sick of his
They were
Denzel
front
looking
row.
self.
We didn't get an opportunity to
Bill
run up
Bellamy
and
was
shake
messing with me
him.
that night.
You know, they had the red ropes around him and everything. But me and my wife, that's our guy right there, DeMarco. But welcome, brother. Welcome.
Welcome, man.
Thank you for having me. I
So,
appreciate it.
first things first. How's life? How's everything with you and your family? Everybody's good?
And thanks for asking about that, man. The family is good. My queen is good. You know, I have nothing to complain about, man.
Who are these people on your card right here that looking
That
good
is
right here?
that is our team.
Let's acknowledge
Okay,
them.
so on the card there we have myself and my wife, my business partner, my
Business
queen,
partner, that's what's
and
up.
then you know, the 2 members of our team as well.
How did you guys hook up?
My wife and I.
No, your partners, everybody.
Well, just kind of organically, man. You know, we owned a big box brokerage, as you mentioned. We owned a RE/MAX for a little over 10 years. And, you know, one of the things those corporate kind of, you know, brokers just want you to do is recruit. We didn't really like the whole idea of just going out trying to recruit people. We wanted people to join what we were doing, which is, you know, using this real estate industry as a you know, part of our you know, as a part of our ministry, really, and just helping folks, man.
You
Just
mentioned ministry and real estate. How does that work?
Well, you know, my personal story, man. I never really wanted to do real estate. Okay, I got into this. I've been in this industry since 1999, but I got in as a mortgage banker. I was a guy who was, you know, interested and fascinated with money, right? And we grew.
That's
grew
why
up
we
without
brought
it.
you here. Mike,
Yeah,
get it.
we never had any growing up. My wife and I kind of share that same story. So, I wanted to learn how money worked. I wanted to learn how to get it, how to acquire it, and how to utilize it to benefit us. And so I was always interested in learning how money worked. I always noticed growing up, that other folks seemed to have it and we didn't. And I wanted to kind of get in and learn that part of it. So that's how I started in this industry and built a network as a mortgage banker. Started off as a banker in '99, but in 2002 and 2003, I opened up my first mortgage company. Opened up a second mortgage company with a previous partner, and my beautiful wife, who was then my girlfriend at the time.
He said, "Beautiful wife."
She
You
was
little
my.
saving
You
problems,
know
brother.
what I'm saying?
I love it.
Huh? That's what I'm saying. So. But she was she actually was the office manager of both of our mortgage shops, and she's the one that actually started doing real estate first.
Really?
And then you
'cause
followed
we
suit?
needed a real estate person in our brokerage, in our mortgage
I've
brokerage.
noticed? Black people have been in real estate. I've heard of Black Wall Street and Black Towns and all this. I've heard people say, "When are Black people are going to get this together and get?" We've had all that
We've
before.
always been here.
So
we've always been
What
here.
stopped us, and what did it, and what do we do now?
Mindset. Straight up
Mindset.
mindset. We as minorities oftentimes have the wrong mindset is what I found. Okay, so we needed to know and understand that if we change our mindset, we can change our results. And so, my wife and I really set out on a mission to really, make a difference to our folks and show our folks what, the acquisition of what real estate can do and how it can build wealth and make a difference for you and your family, not just you, but your children and your children's children, leave a legacy, right? And so, that's kind of what we decided what we wanted our mission to be.
All right, well, let's get into the
In your
Go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna read this. I got these questions from the robot. Okay. I utilize ChatGPT and
Wait,
I type
is it AI?
It's AI.
Oh, bro,
In
we
your
can't do AI.
opinion, DeMarco, what are some of the key qualities that make a successful realtor, and how do you cultivate these
No, he
traits
didn't.
in yourself
No, he didn't.
and your team?
Okay, great question. Really, to me, the thing that makes the number one thing is you have to be selfless. It has to be all about the client. Cannot be about you. Unfortunately, in our industry, most realtors, real estate agents, of which I'm neither, we'll get in that in a second, but most real estate agents, unfortunately, are unconcerned with, creating a win-win. Okay, they're trying to stuff people into a house as quick as possible, earn a quick commission, and be out, right? But if you put the client first and you really invest into that client and really get an idea of what it is they're trying to accomplish, help them to do so, devise a strategy, show them a way in which to do that, then if you put folks first, the money will come.
Is money a concern?
What do you mean a concern?
When buying real estate,
Money's a
do we need
concern
more
every
money,
time.
or do we need money or a plan? Which one plays the
Well, they
higher role?
both factor. The plan plays a higher role than money, for sure.
Really?
Absolutely. Okay. There's all kind of ways to acquire money, okay, or capital, if you know how to get them, right? So one of the things I wanted to do in learning how this banking industry worked was how do I access capital, right? And that's something that the minority community really didn't have a whole lot of.
Okay,
So
now
that's
we're
what we.
getting
That's
somewhere.
what we were.
How does
we
a
were doing.
person with no money access capital to either buy a business or a home or any kind of business venture?
Well, that's where the strategy comes in. So you get with a consultant. Okay, that's what I consider myself. I'm not a realtor. I'm not a real estate agent. What we are, my team, my wife, and I, we're professional real estate consultants. And what we do is we consult with any one of our clients, whether you're buying, selling, investing. We consult. We kind of diagnose your situation. And then help you to devise a strategy that's going to ensure your success.
Our situation.
What
I
are
like how you said that.
What are some of the most common mistakes that first-time home buyers make, and how do you advise your clients to avoid them?
Great question. So I would say one of the biggest common mistakes of first-time buyers is thinking that this first home is their forever home, right? They need to have the best, they want to have a house like they see on HGTV.
Yeah.
Right? Their very first home. And really what it is when you're building wealth, it's like a stair, like a ladder.
You're building.
You're building, okay? So I tell clients all the time, particularly first time buyers, this is not your forever home. This is your home for the next 4 to 6 years, right? And now you're going to build enough equity in this home to where you're going to now have options. You could buy a rental property, investment property, buy another home, build your wealth, right? And it's a process. So that's the biggest one. And the second one, if there wasn't even a second, I would say 1 and 1A. Again, going back to mindset, you have to have a mindset that this is something that you can do. Okay, I tell clients all the time, if you have a will, I guarantee you, I'll show you the way. Period. Okay, the only way you will fail in this endeavor is if you quit.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people quit.
Did you hear what he
it
said?
worked for me
if
and my
you
wife.
Quit.
You are a living testament.
Flex, you own a house. You
this
own
is
a
the guy
house.
who sold us the
That's-
house.
I-
This is
I'm
this
the
is-
one who
this
got him
is
his
the
house.
plug. That's why I said this is the plug. If he can
Him
work
and his
with
wife.
me,
So
if
the
he can work with me
plan
and my
works.
wife,
The
it can
plan
work.
works.
Plan works.
Okay.
And I believed in this man.
All right.
Yeah.
I believed in
Now
him,
that's-
and he believed in us.
now that's hard
and he
hitting.
He was
motivated
living
us.
proof of,
That's
of
hard
the
hitting.
plan.
That's hard hitting.
Nah, that's why I had to have him on. With the current state of the housing market, what advice would you give to someone who is looking to buy or sell a home in the near future?
Okay, so
Did you
that's
just hear what you said, Flex?
Remember the
Did you just hear what
the
you
comment,
said,
the
son?
comment we got on
Give me the
Instagram.
meat and
comment
potatoes.
you
Let's
get
talk
on
about that.
Instagram.
Yeah,
So the
hey.
comment was something to the point where, the market's going to crash, we're going to go into recession. But like I was sharing with you guys off air before we got on, we've been hearing that in the real estate industry since 2017. This year it's happening. This year it's happening. People who typically say that are generally misinformed and generally have no clue about how the real estate and finance industry truly work, and they're not in it. They're just it's water cooler talk, right? The data, if you look at true real estate data, it shows otherwise. The market now, what's happening in the market with interest rates going up, I've been telling folks this for the last 2 years. Look, the market is correcting itself, okay? I got in this game in 1999. Interest rates were 11% in 1999.
What's the
okay?
difference in that
You know what I mean?
and now?
So now interest rates today are about 6.5%, 7%. And if you average out, and I tell folks this all the time, if you average out interest rates in the United States of America over the last 25, 30 years, the average interest rate is exactly where we are right now today.
My boo-boo was just
Okay.
talking about
So we're
that.
Period.
So we're
Okay?
average
So-
right now.
Right, yeah. So the last 3, 4, 5 years has been an aberration, okay? We had historically low interest rates. Those of us that own home and real estate holdings took advantage of that. Those of us who didn't, were trying to get into it. And I tell folks all the time, for first-time buyers particularly, it was much, much harder for a first-time buyer to buy a home during that time because the market was saturated, right? It was tons of people flooding into the market. So the average person like you and I that might not have $100,000 liquid sitting in the bank, when properties were selling for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 over list price because of the competition, right? It was extremely difficult for first-time home
Yeah,
buyers
I
to get
see
a home.
that.
Okay, I was telling folks during 2018, 19, and 20. I was like, look, the goal is not to get the house you want. The goal is just try to get a house.
Yeah, but you
Okay,
mentioned
that was the goal. If that was the win.
How does a person stay abreast of all that updating when it comes to a situation that keeps updating every so often?
So you have to get viable real estate data. Okay, so like
Did you
my
say
wife,
viable?
my wife and I, we get our data from viable real estate sources, NAR, National Association of Realtors, CAR, California Association of Realtors, DataTrack, Wall Street Journal. These are
hear
are
that, folks?
stuff that actually give you correct real estate data, not what you hear on CNN or the media that people are not in this industry just throwing out stuff, right? So like I said, and I saw that comment this morning, we're about to be in a recession. I've been hearing that we're about to repeat 2008 since 2000.
How fair it?
can I-
And
can
Mike,
I-
was
can
your
I-
Mike? Was
let
your
me-
Mike?
let me
Was your?
ask him a
Hold
quick
on.
question.
Was your deal fair when you got your house?
Of
Are
course.
you happy with it?
Yeah, but of course.
Yeah.
I'm super squared.
Yeah.
But DeMarco,
Yes, sir.
we had spoke during the pandemic, and you
That's
said
right.
one thing to me during the pandemic that to this day it shocked me. you know, everybody was stuck in the house. You know, we couldn't go to work and so forth. So in our conversation, I asked you, how are you faring well? How did you make it through the pandemic? And you said one thing to me. What did you say?
I said in 2020 we had our best year ever in the
He
real
made
estate
more
industry.
money during COVID.
During COVID in a worldwide pandemic, and a lot of that has to do with
How did you do
I'm just
that?
gonna keep it 100 with you. So a lot of that it has to do with my faith. Period. Okay, it wasn't me.
Okay.
Okay, God
swap
showed
meet
us
Muslim?
what to do, but that's number one. But more importantly than that, you know, like in any situation, and again, remember I talked about the difference between success and non-success primarily is mindset. So if you have the proper mindset, and we approach the pandemic like, okay, we have a situation here, right? What are we going to do? How are we going to shift? How are we going to adjust? How are we going to adapt to what's going on? Because in any bad situation, there are always opportunities.
See.
That's how people get rich.
Yeah.
Ain't that out? You know what?
100%.
Actually,
I like that.
every
Okay?
recession that this
In
country
any
has had,
situation,
there's
it
somebody
produced
that
more
makes money. Yeah.
millionaires and billionaires than
Did
in
you
any other
just say
time.
that again?
You just have
every
to know how to
recession,
adjust to
somebody makes money.
Well, a lot of people make money. So
If you're smart
and I
on
say
it,
that
yeah.
to
If
say
you're
this.
smart,
It's
but-
not. It has nothing to do with me.
How
per
do we
se.
determine
It's just-
what is smart in an investment? We're all
Well,
guessing.
you know, surround yourself with the right type of people. Like you are, what's the saying goes? You are a combination of the 5 people that you're around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Birds of a feather
keep
flock
yourself,
together,
you know, so keep yourself around people that have the same mindset that are trying to move forward. Don't listen to the naysayers. Don't
That's why I
listen
hang
to the
with
people
Flex.
on Instagram saying
Flex
that
started
we're
all
going to go
this.
into a recession that really don't know anything about the real estate and mortgage and
Yeah.
finance industry. Because again, that nothing can be further from the truth. The data shows the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So what you really want to do is make sure that you position yourself properly, surround yourself with the right people, have the right mindset, okay, and then go execute.
That's
and
what's
that's
up.
what we specialize in doing is helping folks execute.
Oh, bro, you just got me tingled because I see black people checking their finances, their credit score. You didn't start
That's a part
something.
of it. That's a part of it. Those are all good things to do.
What is the
you know?
main thing black folks need to do as far as finance?
Cosmo, why you say black folks? Folks, period.
Folks?
No,
period.
I got
no,
Chinese,
no, no,
I have
no.
Chinese
See,
people
you know what?
listening.
No, listen,
I have my
listen,
wife's
listen,
people's
listen.
listening.
Let me clarify.
I have my Mexican
okay,
co-workers
let me-
listening.
Let me clarify something.
Okay.
We are on the bottom of all spectrum of finance. I
But we
like you to
spend the
agree- no,
most.
No,
But
no,
we
no,
spend
no,
the
no,
most.
no. Watch this. Watch this. I would like to give everything I say. I want your finance man to cooperate with my story. Now,
Mr. DeMarco.
Mr.
Okay,
DeMarco.
so there's some
as
truth to
far
what
as
he's saying.
black
Okay, here we
finance.
go.
So he's a-
okay,
there's
yes.
some
Okay,
absolute truth to what he's
I
saying.
told you
Alright.
I'm not skipping on
Come on,
anything.
Black
And I'll go ahead
Panther.
and say this.
Yeah.
I'll go
Tell
ahead and
me,
say
Black
this.
Panther.
There's a reason
terms
why
of-
black. Go
In
ahead, go ahead.
terms of home ownership and wealth, black people are on the bottom. We're not last, but dead last. Okay,
Dead last.
not
okay.
dead last.
Okay.
However, we weren't always dead last, and we don't have to stay dead last. Okay. Again, if we have the right mindset and we surround ourselves with the right people to give us the right access, you know, we can change that situation. And my wife and I are committed. Okay, my wife and myself and our team are committed to changing that stat one transaction at a time.
Do you sell solely in the Inland Empire? Is that your territory, or do you go
No,
outside?
we started in the Inland Empire, but now we've grown. So we
Okay.
cover all of Southern California, San Diego County, LA County, Orange County. Our primary wheelhouse is still the Inland Empire.
Bingo,
I have
bingo.
another
But we
question.
can still go up and down
You were
Southern
mentioning
California.
black
that's dope.
finance in this country. Now, if you look at black wealth globally, now just about everything in the world is derived from a black mineral, a physical. No. Sorry, y'all ain't gonna stop me today. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Do you know how much is taken from Africa every year?
A lot.
No.
It's
A lot is what's the number? Do you want to know the number?
Trillions.
$500 trillion.
Okay.
Okay. Now just the hip hop aspect of. Do you know what? If black folks own just the hip hop aspect of America, we wouldn't have no problems. We do so much as far as revenue, as far as finance and everything. We don't own anything. are
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
what
is
he's
a good
talking
way
about,
to get into ownership.
Okay,
This
ownership.
This is what we're talking
Ownership.
about. Ownership.
100%.
This sparked that conversation.
Yeah.
Now, this brother just told us how to own homes in this part of the country with a financial aspect. That means you have to go through all of the
Rigmarole.
yeah.
Well,
What did you just say?
let me jump in.
Rigmarole,
Let me jump in
Mike
if I
be
may.
jumping on
let,
the perfect
let me
word. That's
jump in
why I
there if I
love
may.
him.
Yeah, let him finish.
If
real
I
quick.
may, we've created the process of acquiring homes.
So do we
you
just
know,
want real estate in America,
altogether.
or do
We've
we want
made
our
it
rightful,
much more difficult
do we
than what
want?
it needs to be. It's not that difficult if you know how to go get it, right?
Okay, so do we go get real estate here, or do
So
we get
like I
what we
said, it
deserve?
starts with having the right people around you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Connecting with someone who, like ourselves,
plan,
who is
like
going
you
to
said,
help you get a
you know
plan,
what?
right? And
That's-
then execute that plan.
You did say
So
plan.
See?
there's ways to do it if you have the right mindset.
All right.
You know what?
In the studio, we have the one and
You
only
started some stuff
DeMarco Fletcher
You know
from
what?
King. What's it?
May your
Let me
next
see.
child
Let
be a
me read it.
masculine one, DeMarco.
EXP Realty.
Yeah.
Real quick, let me read my plugs. Real quick, I have a plug here for my 17th watches by Chris Johnson. I actually went on to Chris Johnson's website today, and he looks like a fantastic young gentleman. B1.
By the way, Portia's
Affordable timepieces. If you're like me, you like to look fresh and you just look your best. Keep in mind, you may not be able to purchase class. Well, you can't purchase class, but you can
Sure
purchase
you can.
style.
This is America.
Now, class is within you, but style is affordable. 17 watches by Chris Johnson. Check him out on Instagram or Facebook. I will have them pinned on my page. When you go to the website and purchase a watch, please use code 1V2 at checkout because I need the credit. That's 17thwatches.com. 17thwatches.com. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what Zumba is? Neither do I, but my wife does, and she hosts a Zumba online class
man,
every
she worked me
Thursday,
out.
7 p.m. to 7:45. Please wear proper shoes, bring drink water. She hosts an
if you
online,
ain't
so you could do this in your home. She finds all the greatest songs from the Zumba community, which is like Latin music. Be prepared to sweat and dance. That's
She gonna put that Filipino
Lelaine Dixon
on it.
Zumba. That's LALAINE Dixon Zumba. You can also find her on Instagram or Facebook. And when you go there, just be prepared that it's going to be a crazy workout.
Man, she worked us out to death, bro.
Man, she's horrid.
Ready?
That's
yeah.
my wife.
You
I
ain't
also
you ain't ready
have-
for Flex's wife. You ain't ready. You ready?
I have Porsche Creations. PIR Vin at consultation. What did you write here, girl?
My boo boo be doing it. Oh man, she
Created to inspire. It's Porsche. Porsche Creations. Pervin. What?
and she fine.
What did you write here?
got-
Consultations.com.
You know what? Cute girls just
I have
put,
it here.
You know what? They
I'm
just be
gonna
messing up
take
stuff
care of
up.
her and put her on the Instagram and make sure that it's right. But nonetheless, she is here and she wants me to plug her business. Porsche, man, you write like a doctor. Porsche Creations.
Don't you love smart, sexy nerd girls? They
goodness.
they do something to you.
All right. If you want to reach
Girl, I'ma
me,
see you later.
I go by the name Mike Flex. Cosmo the comedian is also on Facebook. We're on Instagram. You can find us all over the place. Phone number is 951-333-7249. If you're interested in getting plugs on the show, please contact
Give
me.
the website and the call-in.
No,
number, too.
I ain't giving them no calling number.
No.
They ain't calling me.
Mike
If you
Flex
call the
said
phone
no.
number,
Sorry, y'all.
just leave a text 'cause I never pick up. And that's my plugs right there. All right, let's get back into the show. Hot mix. Hot mix. Hot
I
mix.
can't wait till
hot
we get to
mix.
the jibber jabber.
Well, that's same as jibber jabber.
Oh,
Hot mix of the show. What's the first story here?
kill us, man. Kill us. Kill us.
The price of fame, Cosmo. We was having a conversation earlier this week,
No, you
and we were
didn't.
saying,
Started
what
that
is the
early.
price of fame? Eric, can you please play Ted DiBiase's rendition of what the price of fame is? I love Ted DiBiase, WWF, but there was so much in that little short clip. Everybody has a price. I know what my price is, but the
All right.
question is,
No, we're
the
gonna
question, the question is it moral or immoral? Are you willing to do immoral things for money? That's the price on your soul. You know, you can buy or pay for anybody to do anything, take out your garbage, wash your laundry. But then
Yeah.
what we're talking about is the price on your soul. Next clip, real quick.
What's your price, Mike?
Eric? 1.8. Eric,
That's all.
please play.
So they want to rub on your booty.
Damson.
It's 1.8.
Hey, Eric, play Damson Idris, Called on the Devil.
I was hitting a block.
Listen,
right?
listen.
I was like, oh, I'm not doing it right? So I went in the corner, and then I was looking at the wall, and I was like, come on, devil.
For a movie?
Come to me, come to me. Because I had to do something like crazy, right? Had nightmares for a month. So it does come
to it or after?
After. Like I had nightmares every day. Like I just felt, I felt that energy.
Really?
Interesting.
And I had to pray and do all this stuff to like get rid of it. And you call your mom up and you're like, bring me back to life. And that stuff is real. I was hitting a block, right? I was like, oh, I'm not doing it right? So I went in the corner, and then I was looking at the wall, and I was like, come on, devil, right? Come to me, come to me.
It's like that little
Done.
Nas video when
So
he was dancing with the naked
that
dude,
the
black
gentleman
dude.
that was speaking right now, I guess everybody's on that show, or Snowfall is the name of the show. I've never watched it.
Yeah, my wife got me hip to it. It's
Oh
good. It's a
man,
great show.
I lived it. I lived it, so I don't want to watch it.
I don't
Yeah, you did.
wanna
Yeah,
watch
well, I,
it.
no,
You
I
didn't live
didn't.
that. You didn't
I
live
dibble
that.
dabbled, but never like that.
I
Never heavy
don't
like
wa-
that. But
Did you say you dibble dabbled?
Oh,
Is
man,
that
Yeah,
what
that
you
was
said?
a John Singleton show. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. He's the one that
Yeah.
created
So
it.
what?
I
let's
choose
say,
not to
hey,
watch stuff like
I
that.
got a question for both of you.
No.
What's you guys' number to sell out?
it depends. What are you talking about? That's what I'm
Okay.
saying. It's morals.
Hollywood
It's everything.
Hollywood
No.
wants the booty.
No.
100 mil.
That's not
I
gonna
need you-
happen.
I need
It's not
my-
gonna happen.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
100 mil?
No.
I'll
Come on, man.
have you
Just
in a wig.
your morals and what you look like in the mirror, that's what's going to affect you in the
You know how
next time.
beautiful you'd be in a blonde wig?
No, I would not.
Yes, you would.
All right. So we're right back. DeMarco's in the building. Back on this
Marco was
real
like,
estate.
I just sell real
we're
estate.
talking about this real estate. You guys are in the market or want to be in the market. I got my plug in the building right here.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you quick questions from the chat robot. He asked me to ask you, how has technology impacted the real estate industry, and what are some of the most innovative tools and techniques that you use to market properties and
Good
attract
question.
buyers?
Good question.
And you did mention a little bit about that also, but
Yeah.
the technology part.
Well, I mean, social media, really. I mean, social media's changed the game, especially during the pandemic. Everything changed through social media, and then, Zooms.
Can you
Zoom
disguise a
became-
house on social media?
Well, I mean, if you have a good photography crew like we
Yeah.
do, you can make a house look any way you want it to look,
Lagoon-like.
right? But
Yeah.
it's never about disguising, right? It's a really, you enhance, but we ain't trying to get out there and lie, you know what I mean? So, but social media, that's been the big thing with technology. My wife enables us to utilize all kind of other areas of technology that really help us market. We pre-market everything, so we make sure that all of our stuff gets out long before it hits the market, so people have seen it long before it comes about where people can see it online.
Online is the new
so,
thing, huh?
Yeah, online is everything. So
all houses look
before
the
homes
same,
come
you see 'em
online, we
online?
pre-market a home.
Yeah.
Through our network.
Yeah.
Okay? So we have a network of all the agents and realtors here in the Inland Empire, LA County, San Diego County, Orange County, and we pre-market it that way. So that's been a big part of it too. But you know what? I mean, nothing replaces
Seeing
real
it.
conversation and just being real.
What
and talking
picture
to
did you
folks.
give Mike Flex?
You can
when
have
showed
all
him his
the
house?
all the technology in the world, but if people don't really feel you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
okay,
What
and they
picture
know
did you give Mike when you showed him
Oh,
his house?
I don't know.
Was it the house?
It
that you
was the
saw?
one online. We saw the one.
Yeah, it was
online.
Yeah.
online. We went down
See,
and
that's
checked
what
it
I'm
out and
talking about.
everything.
So,
So it was, but it wasn't. So I was representing him as a buyer, so it wasn't my listing. So I had nothing to do with the pictures, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was just showing them pictures, homes that fit our
Man, we walked
situation.
But he
there,
liked
man.
it. He liked
Oh, yeah, he liked it.
Yeah.
The
See,
wife
yeah.
liked
Still
it.
there.
I had nothing to do with it.
Mike,
the
you got
wife,
the
I was
biggest-
just the body.
Well,
but
listen,
my wife,
that's how it always
she made
is with
sure.
Your
couples.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
backyard is bigger than most new houses.
Oh, that's
okay?
what it was.
You
Yeah,
got
absolutely.
a big backyard.
This is an interesting question. I really wanted to talk about this one right here. It says, what are some of the unique challenges and opportunities that come with selling luxury properties? You sell luxury properties
Yeah,
too?
we've sold luxury properties before. We just did one in Riverside up in Alessandro Heights.
How much?
we're
How much?
talking
How
about-
much?
it
Can
was,
you upgrade
How much was
luxury
the,
property?
how much was the
1.7?
house?
What's the best way to
1.7?
What's the way to-
1.7 million.
What?
Yeah.
Ching ching.
How do you upgrade a luxury property? Is it the grass, the pool?
it's-
Is it the
Well,
lighting?
usually
Is it-
luxury properties are custom homes, right?
Yeah.
So they're
Yeah.
not track homes. So it's just a different way of going about different clientele, right? So the clientele is a little bit different. They're a little bit more,
Picky?
insightful. Okay, I'll say it that way.
So
they
the
know exactly.
gardening,
It's not their first house or their second.
Yeah.
Or sometimes
So
not
they
even
know.
their third.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they've gone through this process before, and they know exactly what they want. So it's a different plan. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Everybody has to have a strategy, whether you're buying a $5 million house or $500,000 house.
Is it the same process as selling a luxury property as versus a residential property? Regular?
Well,
Is it
Good
the same,
question.
The same.
Good question.
the
Yeah,
same
great
thing,
question. The
same thing.
concept is the same, but there's specifics of it that are different, right? With
price?
luxury, yeah, with
Like-
that,
well-
yeah, but there's a lot more kind of involved in terms of making sure that specific things that clients are looking for are available to them and being
All
properly
right.
utilized.
So if I came to the table with 1.7 million, is my credit a factor?
if you're going to finance,
Did you
Yes.
just hear what he said? Say
yes.
that again.
If you're going to finance, credit plays a role.
Even if it's 1.7, I got 1.7 in the bag the bag
so
right
it
now.
plays a role if you're going to use it. Well, look, if you're financing,
Jingo.
okay, you're getting a loan from a bank, so credit has to play somewhat of a factor. Now,
How much do you have to have?
I
see
have
that?
now. Your credit doesn't have to be. I tell clients all the time, you do not have to have great credit. You don't have to have a very good credit. You don't have to have good credit. You just cannot have very bad credit.
Not very
Okay?
bad.
Yeah, that's it. You can buy a home in today's market with below average credit.
Oh wow.
Okay, you just cannot have very bad credit, right?
Would it
So
require more down
What is
payment?
what is
Would
bad
it require
credit?
that?
What is bad
it
credit?
depends on what you're trying to buy. So generally, it doesn't require that much more, but it does. Again, it depends on what you're trying to do. So, real estate is not a universal thing. So if you're trying to buy a home, a $1.7 million home, yeah, credit factors into it a lot more than it would if you're buying a $300,000.
Oh, I didn't know.
What
Oh,
defines
yeah.
bad credit? What's the number?
500s.
Yeah, anything below a 600.
Yeah. In the fives. Yeah.
You hear that, y'all? 600.
Like
credit
right
score
now in our
generally to buy a house.
society, average credit. I liken it to this. Like I said, if you took a test in high school, right, and you got a C minus. Now you're not gonna run home and tell your mama, guess what, mom? I got a C minus on this test. You passed,
Yeah.
right? But you're not gonna brag about a C minus, right? So C minus is like considered average.
Depending
So
on the parent,
you have
you
to
might
have
be able to
C
brag.
minus credit score is like a 620. Okay,
So to buy a house, you need a 600.
600 is like a
C
D plus.
D plus.
Okay,
Oh,
you
my
can get it
goodness.
with a 600. So
Yeah.
you don't have to have an A plus. You don't have to have an A minus.
How many people?
So,
how many people in
let's
America
tell the
have
folks,
good credit? How many
Kaz.
people in America have good credit?
More than you think.
Yeah.
Most people have average to good credit now.
Really?
Yeah, 100%. Right. If I look at 100 credit scores, 80 of them are going to have at least a 620
That's
or
good.
more.
Yeah. People care about credit.
Yeah.
So if somebody is wanting to buy a house in their mind, they're changing their mindset. Do they talk to you first, or do they go to the bank first?
Talk to
or
me first.
Talk to you first.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
thought it was the money
No,
guy
so
first.
That's
See?
another misnomer,
Okay.
misconception about buying a house, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a realtor. I'm not just a real estate agent, right?
Sorry.
So my network is, because I have a banking background. So
Yeah.
I look at a person's situation. Again, we diagnose, just like a doctor. Like if you had a pain in your body and you had a pain in your shoulder, and you tell your wife, I got to make a doctor's appointment, right? So you make a doctor's appointment. You're not going to just walk in and say, okay, I'm here, doc. And you say, yeah, come on in, Mike. Flex. Okay, we're gonna start surgery right now. And you're like, hold on,
He ain't
player.
gonna go for it.
You didn't do an X-ray, you
Yeah.
didn't do a blood test,
No
you didn't do a
diagnostics or
diagnosis, nothing.
My
You know
knee
what I
don't
mean?
hurt.
Same thing with real estate. We consider ourselves real estate doctors. You know what I mean? So we got to find out what your situation
Real estate
is.
doctor.
Okay,
I like that.
How much money you have, how much money you don't have, what your situation is, what are you working, when do you want to be in this home, how much money you working with, whatever your situation is, then we devise the right plan around your situation. I have access to every single loan product available in the United States.
So financial planning amongst your own finances is what you're
yeah.
trying
So we
to
got to
say.
figure it out. We got to diagnose your
Yeah.
situation.
So you can't
Everybody
live
who
here,
buys
but
a
you
house
can't.
buys
so,
it different.
So you're
Everybody's
saying you're
money
gonna tell-
different. Everybody's
you're
credit
gonna tell
different.
people,
Everybody's
yeah,
situation
they can
different.
buy
Everybody's
here and
circumstances
live here,
different.
but they can't
All
live
that.
here.
No, I never say what you can and can't do. I say
But
what
there
you're.
are people that let's say a person tries to go to Beverly Hills and they can't afford Beverly Hills.
And
There-
then
so there
part
is
of
a
that
defining-
conversation
There's a
Yeah.
defining
is
line.
going to say,
yeah.
hey,
That would be
yeah.
in a diagnostics
that would be a
test.
part of
So
that initial
600.
consultation.
So 600 to 800. What is the defining line to keep you from?
What do you mean,
Compton,
600 on your score or 600K?
600. Your credit score.
Oh,
You said
okay.
6. Okay. So from 6 to 8. So from there's 8. You can buy any house you want. 7. You can buy a house next to Mike.
That's not how it really works. Okay, so it's really not. Okay, remember, there's 3 things that really qualify. I mean, that really factor in. It's
I know,
credit,
I just wanted to make
income,
I just wanted to make you
income,
talk. I
and
just
then
wanted to
debt
make you
ratio.
talk. Yeah.
Right, those 3 things. It's just
You
a
said debt
simple
ratio?
formula. Debt
Okay,
ratio.
yeah.
Like, if you make $5,000 a month and you spend $4,900,
Yeah, you got a problem.
you're not going to be able to qualify for a house. Okay, your debt ratio is too high, right? So it's just simple formula that applies to everybody. It's credit is a factor,
Credit,
income is a factor,
income.
and debt ratio.
So
are
you're
those
not
3
going to go
things.
beyond your means
You're
through
not-
the financial structure.
Right. So even if you have an 800 FICO score, say I want to buy a house in Beverly Hills, but you make $5,000 a month, it's not going to happen.
But,
With
I,
an
but I have
800
800 score.
Yeah, but you already make
Did
$5,000
you say
a month.
that again?
Okay, so that's not going to work, right? So
So 800 credit score and you work at McDonald's, you're not going
it's
to.
not going to work.
you're
So
gonna
what we're
stay
going to
in the
do is
same
take the
place.
800 credit score and find you a home that you can afford, right?
yeah.
Again, remember you said the biggest. What is the main thing that first-time buyers
Yeah.
have an issue with, or what's the biggest mistake that first-time buyers
Yeah.
do? That, right? They're way outside their means. They're way outside what their
The
situation really is.
financial.
We got a
Yeah.
commercial coming, man.
So
No, we don't.
we want
can-
to
at
make
the
sure
end.
you stay within what your situation and circumstances will allow. I tell clients all the time, I will, once we do our consultation and diagnose your situation, I promise you'll get the very, very best home that your situation and your circumstances will allow.
And people will live with that.
Absolutely.
They'll love it.
Not only will they
Yeah.
live with it, they're going to appreciate it because they
Accept
know
it.
that you're working on their behalf. And then we say, okay, once we get into this house, we're not done.
Yeah.
Like I told you, we're not interested in selling a person a home. That's not what I tell them from the very outset. I'm not interested in selling you a house. What I am interested is in developing a long-term business partnership with you.
See?
Did
See
you
what I'm
hear
saying?
what he said, family?
Because this is going to be house number 1, but
Yeah.
then in 5 years, see, we're gonna show you how to
We're
get
gonna
this
move
next
on to
house
something else.
and the next house.
yeah, me and P
you're
gonna
going
need
to
that. Me
refer
and
me
P
on
gonna
your
need
people.
that.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
in.
yes.
That's what it is.
What do you see as the future of real estate industry? As we were speaking earlier, you saw the malls turning into apartment
Mixed
complexes.
mixed use properties.
Is that the deal?
Yeah.
That's-
So, and you're seeing a
wanna
lot of
know
that.
that.
Multifamilies, mixed use properties are a big thing because what's happening is because people are condensing. You're starting to see more and more families living together. You're starting to see more and more people want to buy homes with a ADU or a mother-in-law quarter, so more people can live in one house, right? And so that's what we're seeing a lot of. But real estate's not going anywhere.
No.
It's been here since the beginning of time, and it'll be here till we go see Jesus.
And in your opinion, it's the safest investment, right?
I don't think the
far.
Lord is
The
making no more
statistics-
land.
The statistics show that.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no better, safer investment overall than not Bitcoin, not
Real estate
crypto.
is the-
real estate
yeah.
is what I recommend always. Now, doesn't mean that we haven't invested in other things.
Yeah.
But our
Diversified.
Our bread money is our bread and butter rather is going to be in real estate.
Has anybody that you know or with your clients, has anybody purchased a home or piece of property with cryptocurrency or Bitcoin? Is that possible?
Not to my knowledge.
Not to your
Not to
knowledge.
my
Not
knowledge.
yet.
I have not
And do you think
experienced
that
it.
will be a thing?
It's possible.
You just hit something on
It's
the
possible.
head. Can you?
Well, time will
the
tell.
money is different.
Time will tell. Remember Bitcoin? The big thing with Bitcoin a few years ago was like this was it.
Yeah.
We're never going to use any other currency ever again. But now Bitcoin is falling off.
Yeah.
Right now it's crypto. Time will tell if these things stand the test of time.
So how does how do our people stay abreast of that situation?
Are you talking about black people?
Well,
Yes, I am.
How does the black people be
how
specific?
Yes.
How do
Yeah.
all people,
See, you know what,
minority
Mike?
people,
You just made me look
stay
racist.
with it, man?
You know, I'ma
I
get
would
you-
say-
I'ma
listen,
get you, Flex.
again. Listen, first and foremost, it starts with mindset again. Believe that you can. Okay, if you really and really have a desire. Like I tell folks all the time, if you don't really want it, it's not going to happen. This or anything else is not going to happen, right? You got to want it. Like I said, listen, if you have a desire, to be a homeowner, I guarantee you, I'll show you the way with which to do that.
Quick question: in your history of selling homes, you sell majority to couples, single men, single women, everything.
Single mothers.
So anybody can get
Is
it.
there a statistic
couples.
that brings
Anybody
you
can
more
get it. That's good.
revenue? What's the statistic brings you more revenue? Is it couples, families, singles? What?
It's really a mixed thing. I would say probably if there was a percentage, it's probably more couples. But
Yeah,
we've
that's
done
a family,
families.
yeah.
I've done transactions where 4, 5, 6, 7 people be on a transaction, right? Usually
Whoa.
Hispanic people.
You can do that?
Oh yeah, you
Wait,
can do up to
Hispanic
6 people.
buy houses.
6 people can
Yeah.
be on on the
same
loan.
loan.
or-
Okay,
oh,
now you just hit.
wow.
Okay,
I did
now
not know
we're on
that.
another subject because I've seen Hispanic families that live together with multiple incomes.
It's great.
How does that work?
Again, you just have to kind of diagnose their situation, right?
First,
'Cause
you
it
have to
depends
be
on
Latino.
who's been. No,
You know what,
you
Mike?
have to be Latino.
We ain't
Mike
gonna-
Flex
we're
said that.
not
I
gonna
didn't
do
say
it.
that.
We're
I didn't
not-
say that.
Depends
We're
on who's
not gonna
working.
do
Remember,
that.
it boils down to
How
those
come
3
we can't?
things: income, credit, and debt ratio. So we have to determine who's making the most income, who has the best credit, which one of the
And then
family
put them
members.
at the top and then everybody else fill in the
No,
gaps.
but I've seen
That's
Mexican
right.
families where it's like 10 in a house. And they pay the house off and then get
God
a loan.
bless them.
To get
and-
another
yeah.
one.
God bless
That's a
God
business
bless them. God
mindset
bless
they
them.
have. They have a business mindset.
And listen, 100%.
Yeah,
because,
it's a business.
30 years ago
But
in
they
the
come
80s,
here to America with no
okay,
debt.
we were not dead last in home ownership
Yeah.
in this country.
We just
you know
got
who
away from
blew
it.
right by us?
Yeah.
Hispanics.
Yeah.
Blew right by us.
But that was the
Okay.
purpose of
It
them
was
coming
because-
in.
No, it wasn't
Their
the pur-
mindset.
Their
No,
mindset
no,
is
no,
better.
mindset was
Their
different.
mindset is
Look,
better.
Black
look.
people don't have
We
no,
did.
No, no, no,
we
no, we
did.
did. No, no,
we
no, no,
did.
no, no,
we
no,
were
no. I'm
home buyers
right there.
by the age of 25 back in the 40s and 50s. We were home buyers.
Let
We were
me
home
tell you-
owners
let-
by the
let
age
me
of
tell you this, Let me
25.
tell you this. All of Riverside on the east side was all African American, right?
Okay.
In 1996, when the Mexicans and the all different races, and I'm not saying just
They've
Mexicans.
been there since the 30s. What are you
Listen,
talking
I
about?
know they have, but
Been
I'm
here.
talking about
They-
the
them-
east side of
they've been
Riverside.
there.
before us?
On the east side,
How-
they've been there.
Okay, but how did what
Their
what-
mindset. We went to
That's what it
renting.
boils
They
down
went to own it.
That's because 100%.
It's the same thing, like you said. 10
So-
of them,
so
10
all black people wanted
Mexicans
to
was
rent, and
10
they bought.
Mexicans. Cosmo,
ask you a
Cosmo.
question.
You
Let me
said
ask
10
you a question.
Mexicans
That's
living in
perfect
one
example.
house. Put 10 black people in one house.
You
It's
wouldn't
not
do
going to
it.
be the same.
You wouldn't even want to do it. You know,
It's
I'm
not
not
the
living in
same.
a house with 9
Come
other
on,
people.
man. It's a different
okay?
mentality.
But they don't have that mindset.
They don't
They
have-
have a mindset. They
a
don't look.
business.
They're
So
not
you're
looking
telling
at
me,
just
like you
today.
said, it's our
because here's what it
mindset,
is.
it's our
Yeah,
mindset.
it's our mindset.
Yeah.
Listen, when Hispanic
Chinese
people
do it too.
when Hispanic or any other culture do that,
Yeah.
they're not thinking. I mean, we're going to be 10 people in this house
Yeah,
forever.
Selflessness.
It's
Yeah.
10 people in this house for the next 3
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
Then they're going to pull some equity out, and then they're going to buy another house, and then another house, and
Bingo,
that one
bango.
house now becomes 4 within the 5 to 6 years.
So you said a plan.
Plan,
Can you,
strategy.
do you have any strategies that you can set up for African Americans so we can do the same thing?
Well,
He
it
got
all,
plans.
it all,
Start to
yeah,
finish.
it all begins
got
like again.
plans.
There's no universal way to do this, bro. Okay,
Is there a-
It's
is there a
it's
basic way to
individual
do
as
it?
we are
It's
in this
individual
room.
mindsets.
It's really as individual as we are in this
If
room.
you're
so
ready
So
to
there's
pull
no
the
you have
basic
to, if
way
you're
to
ready
do
to do
this.
it, what I
Yeah.
always provide. This is what I propose to any potential person that's thinking about it. We offer free, absolutely free, no obligation, okay, no cost consultations. We set it up on a Zoom.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay?
That's what.
That's
Yeah,
what we
that's
do.
what we're getting
That's
to.
what we get to. And when we set that consultation up, from there, I'll be able to diagnose your situation and then devise the right strategy for you. It's catered to you. It's
Did you
not catered
hear
to
what-
everybody.
Hear that, Cosmo?
So
it's
you
catered towards you, my
You.
brother.
Cater
It's
to
you.
the
It's
black
for you.
finance.
You. Yeah.
So
You.
there's a catering to Chinese finance, black
Oh,
finance.
my goodness.
Yeah.
It's not a racial
No.
thing, bro.
Tell me
This
that.
guy right
Gotta
here,
raise
boy.
it.
So you're telling me Chinese finance is different from
Man.
black finance? I think it is.
Yeah, there's
So
certain
what is-
aspects
what-
of it that's
what-
different.
What are the particulars of catering? to
First
each
things
of those?
first, you
First
got to
is
change your
finding-
mind.
yeah, well,
change your
So the first
mind.
plan
Right
is to
mindset.
change our mind, right?
Hey, it begins with
What's
all
the
that.
first plot to changing our mind?
Listen to this show every week. You can catch myself and Cosmo.
Don't
and
you
then
love
hopefully
him?
I'll have DeMarco back on before the season.
Oh, no, we're gonna bring DeMarco
I wanna
back, 'cause
plug- we're coming at
in
the
his
end
pocket.
of the show right now, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say thank you very much. Show props right now goes to ET, my boy ET, IEsports.net, holding an
What up,
audition
Ed?
in Las Vegas in August. He wanted me to let you guys know about. RJ Polo, he was a previous guest. That's my man right there. He wants us to let you guys know Friday at Mix Champagne's Lounge R&B night. It's Father's Day weekend. Contact him, RJ, on social media. You can text him. And
Blessings to all
he has
the
a free
fathers on
giveaway
Father's
by
Day.
Animal Instinct Beer Crew. One more shout out. It's Taco Tuesdays down at Cafe Organics. Taco Tuesdays, 8 p.m. So right after the show, it's down there in hospitality. The only thing is with that tacos, it's Cafe Organic, so it's vegetarian food or non-animal food. So just be prepared. It's
These
gonna
chickens
be,
died
It's a different
in
kind
love.
of. It's a different kind
Okay?
of meat. Once again, I want to give a props to 17 Watches by Chris Johnson. Please check him out. That's 17th Watches by Chris Johnson. Use my code 1V2 at checkout. And then you may look as good as me one day. Just,
You know
just
what?
Get like 2 watches to keep up. Get 2 watches to keep up. One more to Zumba. Lelaine Dixon Zumba. Her class is every Thursday at 7 p.m.
We love you, Burr.
Check her out online. Make sure you have the right tennis shoes to interact. And also, before we go, DeMarco, could you please give the people your handle or where they can reach
Yes.
you at?
Absolutely.
We-
On
we gonna find you.
Instagram, you follow us on Icon Kings Realty Group. That's Icon Kings Realty
gonna
Group.
keep this card.
ICON Kings Realty Group. YouTube Kings Realty Group. Facebook Kings Realty Group. Find us
all
anywhere.
about the
all
king.
about the Kings.
About
man.
the
Making
kings.
Kings and priests in earth. man.
One more shout out to Portia Creations. I rewrote this. Pervin at Consultations. Is that right? All right. One more. Portia Creations. Pervin at Consultations. She's around to do
she
all
fine,
intimate,
y'all.
all internet type of business, and yeah. So we're gonna hook her up. Please contact myself through the Instagram, Facebook, 951-333-7249 if you want to get on the show or have your product endorsed by us online.
Yeah, we got a lot of people coming up on the show, man.
Yeah,
So,
we got some. Yeah. Hey, I want to say real thanks to Mickey Brown, RJ Polo,
Oh man.
ET from IEsports.net
Big
for
up to
being
the James
host,
Brown
and
family.
also dynamic guest today, DeMarco Fletcher.
Roberts,
I want to
Jeannie
thank
McKnight.
you so much for spending some
Thanks for
time
having
with
me.
us, brother. I think the
sir.
world
Man,
needed to hear
And
this.
you let us just mess with you, and you came back with every
Nah,
question.
you're all good.
Yeah, you came
All
back
right.
with every question, dynamic, insightful. I love
All
it.
right.
Thank
So you check us out next week, Tuesday. We'll be right back here on the Bat Channel, KCAA, 1050 AM.
Cosmo
Peace.
Comedian, Facebook.